Warlocks versus the Divine Masculine. Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. And today I want to speak about Warlocks versus the Divine Masculine. And I'm super excited to talk about this, probably because I have so much experience dealing with warlocks, especially since my own personal spiritual awakening back in 2016. It's kind of been like warlocks galore. Warlocks are attracted to the light. They are attracted to the light because they are very evil, mean, dark spirited people. That's the simplest way that I could put it. As we approach summer equinox, the energy is shifting. The veil has already been thin, in my opinion, at least for the past decade, but definitely the last 3 or 4 years or so, and the sun is bringing everything to the light. And because of that, the warlocks are coming out to play. And I'm not talking about men in cloaks or holding cauldrons. I'm not talking about the so-called witches, even though a warlock is said to be the male equivalent of a witch. These are dark warlocks. These are the men who carry a very specific, highly manipulative, and fractured spiritual frequency. And when you operate from a high vibrational perspective, you are going to naturally attract people who want even just a taste or a sample of your energy. But a warlock doesn't want a sample. They want all of your energy. They want to deplete you of everything, so much so that there's literally nothing left, not only for others, but not even energy left for yourself. This is the way a warlock operates. They take, take, take. They never give. I'm speaking of energy. And when they do give, it's breadcrumbs. And this can even be applied to finances as well. But a true divine masculine will enter into your life to help you build. They're going to protect what you've already built, and the things that you guys build together, they're going to protect that as well. They're going to amplify your peace, not destroy it, not diminish it. And a warlock is going to be very similar to a hurricane. A lot of warlocks give off a lot of whirlwind romance energy. Like, it'll be so hot and spicy and intense for like the first 3 to 6 months, and then they'll usually end up ghosting you or breaking up with you or hurting you in some kind of way. That's warlock energy. And they'll be cloaked or disguised as a blessing, but they really come in to kill, steal, and destroy, especially mentally and emotionally. Warlocks will literally drive you insane if you let them stay in your energetic field for too long. It's the mirroring your spiritual gifts, the love bombing for sure, telling you exactly what you want to hear, showing you exactly what you want to see. And the moment they feel like they have some kind of hold on you, that's usually when the energy starts to flip. They'll start twisting reality. You'll be so confused, you won't even be able to tell day from night. You question your own intuition, your own discernment, when prior to meeting this person, you knew exactly who and what you are. You might even start to have some kind of memory loss from all the confusion. You'll basically start to question your own sanity. And it's like replaying conversations hundreds of times because you're telling them, hey, this is how the conversation went, this is how the situation went. And they're telling you, no, that's not how it happened. Even though they're lying, but you can't see that they're lying because at this point, they've already got a hold of you. They already have a hold of your mental and emotional energy. The original beautiful spiritual connection will suddenly start to feel like a psychological war zone because it is. Because it is. They're playing you, they're manipulating you in every aspect, but you can't see it because they're a warlock. They also do magic to get a lot of these women, sex magic to sleep with a lot of these women. It's just a game to them. Life is a game to them. And they don't care who they hurt or what happens along the way. As long as they get who and what they want, they're satisfied. They feed off of confusion because a confused woman, a confused divine feminine, is a woman who is not standing in her own authentic power. And the reason why you're not standing in your power is because he took it. He took it he stole it, played with it, manipulated it. And these warlocks have gotten even more crafty because at this point they don't have to steal. They know so much magic to where you'll just unconsciously give over your power to them. So now it's not stealing, now it's not theft. You consciously gave over your energy to them. And that's what makes their energy so much more powerful because they didn't have to steal it, you gave it to them. For the divine feminine, especially those of us who practice spirituality, a classic warlock move will be weaponizing your own spirituality against you. If you confront him about his inconsistency or behavior or a boundary he crossed, instead of him taking accountability like a divine masculine would, a warlock will look you dead in the eye and accuse you of being the problem, especially spiritually speaking. They'll say something like you're projecting onto them, or you have unhealed trauma, or you need to go heal, something like that. Spiritual gaslighting at its finest. And that's a trap. They use the language of divine masculine and divine feminine to commit acts of mental and emotional theft. And another massive red flag of a warlock is the chaotic hot and cold cycle that keeps your nervous system in this constant fight or flight mode. Divine masculine is consistent. His energy is steady. He tells the truth. He protects, provides. And I'm not just speaking about finances. He provides in all ways. And a warlock is just like a wild, destructive, unpredictable chaotic fire. One week he's talking about the future and y'all are getting married. That's another thing they do, future faking. And the next week he wants to focus on himself and he's not really looking for anything long term. And then the next week he's talking about soul contracts. And then the week after that he's cold and distant. It's this constant cycle of confusion. And we all know that the devil is the author of confusion. This is who the warlock is, devil in the flesh. That hot and cold energy is literally creating a trauma bond. And when that happens, you find yourself bending over backwards or shrinking yourself, shrinking your needs, walking on eggshells because you never know what he's going to do, what he's going to say, how he's going to react because he's so unpredictable. Because he uses chaos magic. He is chaotic and confused internally, and that's how it's going to show up in the physical world externally. And if a man's presence in your life requires you to silence your inner owl, your inner intuition, your discernment, your inner voice, your inner God, just to keep the peace, you are dealing with a warlock and not a divine masculine, not a divine counterpart. This is not a man sent from God. He's sent from somewhere else. Now let's talk about how to get rid of these warlocks because they love to stick around. A warlock will sit around and wait years, even decades, just to strike again. I know this because I've experienced it. Like they like to do this whole on and off, hot and cold energy. And getting rid of a warlock requires absolute unapologetic ruthlessness and your divine feminine energy. You can't reason with a thief and you can't heal a man who, first of all, is not interested in healing, but second, uses his wounds as a weapon. And the first step to getting rid of a warlock is to cutting the cord completely. No lingering around, no checking in, no social media, no trying to remain friends, no trying to work it out. It has to be a cold cutoff. And when you close the door on a warlock, they will more than likely try to double down on the spiritual manipulation, sending random texts about how they saw you in a dream. They had a dream about you. They had a dream that y'all were married and that you were his wife or something like that. Just block all of it out. He's crazy. He's lying. Don't even worry about it. Just block it. You have to clear your physical and digital space so your spirit team can move in and help you get this energy out of your energetic field because it's going to take some time. And now we have to cleanse our homes, open the windows, burn your incense, do some meditations, some prayers and affirmations. And when it comes to the heavy spiritual lifting, I like to go straight to the word. I also like to do spiritual baths, but the frequency of the Psalms act like as spiritual eviction. And my favorite Psalms to read when dealing with a dark, heavy energy like this is Psalm 70. This will strip the warlock of his perceived power and sends his chaotic energy right back to where it came from. Whether he conjured it up or got it from somewhere else, it doesn't matter. As long as it leaves your field, then that's a good thing. And once that's your space is cleared, your aura is cleared with Psalm 70, I like to go with Psalm 91. And this is the shield. Psalm 91 is for protection. You're declaring your secret place where you dwell within the Most High. And you don't have to be religious to read the Psalms or to apply. And if you don't want to read the Psalms, make up your own declarations or affirmations. As long as you speak the word and speak it with authority and conviction, that's all that matters. Let those words wash over your nervous system. Warlocks are definitely coming out to play this summer, as they do every summer. They usually come out in the summer and the winter, literally because of the temperature, because it's hot in the summer and because it's cold in the winter. This is when they like to come out, and they are definitely coming out this summer, even though we're still in the spring right now, but they are definitely rearing their head. And some people are already in this warlock connection that's been going on. And I really hope that anyone who wants to break away from a warlock energy is able to break away and able to cut that cord and close that door. Because if you don't, they'll always be pulling on your energy, whether you talk to them or not, whether you still communicate with them or not. They are so skilled because they practice black magic. Let's just put it out there. And it has nothing to do with race or religious affiliation. These warlock men practice black magic. They study the black arts for all of the wrong reasons, not to heal themselves, not to help other people. They do this to manipulate, to harm, to deceive, and to hurt other people, especially women. Because women, the divine feminine, has the ultimate energy. And I don't even want to get into that on this episode today. That'll be another episode. But these warlocks know exactly who we are, divine feminine, and they can't exist without us. Their powers are null and void without us. But we know there are always going to be some women who give in to these warlocks because they would technically be dark witches. The dark warlocks and the dark witches belong together, and the divine feminine and the divine masculine belong together. And that's just what it is. If you stayed to the end, thank you for listening. Please be sure to tune into next week's Eye Wisdom Wednesday for more spiritual guidance and insight. And as always, speak life over yourself. Take care of yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and protect yourself. I love you, chosen ones. Peace.